Why am I attracted to something I loathe? And it's just like, I cannot stand that I am attracted to men when I hate them. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? What it do, what it do, what it do, and welcome to the very first episode, the premiere episode of Here for the Mess. I am your host, Jer, Share with a J, and I really hope that y'all are ready for a wild ride because I'm ready to clock the tea on all of your favorite pop culture news, y'all. I cannot believe it. This show has been such a long time in the making. So if you are here at this moment, I want to applaud you for making it this far with me because I've been thinking about this since like 2018. But we're finally here and we're about to set the motion. Speaking of motion, I call myself the pop culture maven because I feel like I keep a nice pulse on all the motion and all the movement for everything pop culture related. So all new music releases, I'm always following the Billboard charts, Pop Crave, so you can count on me for that. I love me a new movie release. I'm also really big into reality television. Bravo Queen over here. So y'all can count on me for that. But overall, just think of me as being like a living, walking, breathing pop culture encyclopedia for you. And I hope that this show brings you joy, laughter, and just a moment to come and be invited into like a third space where you can just kiki, have fun, and just do what it do. Talk about all the craziness that we're observing on all of these social media blogs and on TikTok, and just have a good old time. I don't want to say forget about the worries of the world because I think it's very important for us to be present and involved with everything that we're seeing in front of our eyes instead of being avoidant. But I'm also a glass half full type of chick. Okay, I love to see things. I love to see a silver lining in things. So you're going to get a lot of that from me. A well-rounded synopsis, not a lot of bias, because that's another thing. I don't know if any of y'all can relate, but longest time for the last 2 or 3 years, I have avoided places like the Shade Room and Neighborhood Talk, blog sites like that, because I feel like they perpetuate a narrative of divisiveness. It's a lot of just wickedness in like the comments and the stories that they put out there, a lot of like trans slander and stuff like that. So I've kind of stepped away from that because I don't want that energy to consume what I do on the day-to-day out there living life. But then I'm like, Jibber, it's gonna be a bunch of biased people that are controlling the media space, okay? And these are the people that are gonna be in charge and persuading people to be thinking this negatively outside. So I was like, no, you gotta walk on in and we gotta show them how to do it. So this is my proof of concept. We can still be messy, we can still kiki like Perez did back in the day, but we can also come with good intentions and also neutrality, also clocking all the sides of the story. So I really do hope that y'all enjoy these glass half full takes. Again, all the chaos that we've been seeing in the world, because let's face it, yo, it is a lot of madness. I don't know if y'all feel this way. I be waking up every morning like my head throbbing like, what am I gonna go see? Who's gonna be under attack? What's going on? And I'm like, nope, we can't think that way. We gotta cultivate positive energy and we gotta be radiating out there so we can control the narrative for the future, girl. Whitney Houston told us, I believe the children are our future, but we gotta have a planet for the children to be on. So for the most part, I'm gonna be curating a set of hot topics for the past week, and every Monday I'm gonna go over this list and we're just gonna kiki and have fun. So get into it. But before we get into the main event, before we hop into these hot topics, we have a couple of housekeeping notes. Number one, if you already made it this far, girl, go ahead and press that subscribe button. Yeah, I told you, go ahead and do it. Okay, first of all, I done jumped 500 subscribers within like the last 3 months. Super happy about that, y'all, because I done had this channel. YouTube did me dirty talking about happy 18 years. 18 years, girl, that's a kid, that's an adult. I've been on my YouTube brand for a long time, so to finally have people like resonating with the content that I'm doing, I got a ton of playlists that y'all can go check out. Me doing lifestyle vlogs around the city of New York, traveling. I went on a cruise a couple of months ago. What else? I got my chat show, The Weekly Wind Down. Y'all got to get into that as well if you need something to listen to on your run and while you're running errands or doing the dishes. Just a little voice note, voice memo moment for me and you to catch up every single week. But it's a lot of stuff popping on this channel, so please subscribe. And then secondly, I just said I live in the heart of New York, Brooklyn to be exact. So if you hear any chaos, any banging, any shots, we ain't having no anti-oop moments on here, okay? We just gonna pretend that it's a part of the set, it's a part of the ambiance, it's exactly what y'all want to see on a New York-based show. So now that we got all that out the way, let's hop into the nitty-gritty. Let's hop into these topics, y'all. So the very first topic is very near and dear to my heart. Everybody that know me, they know that I am a concert girly, y'all. It's all about the concerts. Like, who would you like? It's literally my religion. If we want to talk about it, like, I would sacrifice my last dime to go to a concert or a show of my favorite artist. Nothing can ever beat looking to your right and to your left and seeing people singing along to the songs that you cherish so dear to your heart, or singing them favorite ad-libs that you love to sing when you drive it in the car. So to find like-minded people that also enjoy it, number one, I know you got good taste, because my playlist, the people that I listen to, if you like them too, that I can trust you, or I hope so. But secondly, there's this big theory that people say a lot of people enjoy worship music because they crave the communal element when it comes to singing and enjoying the vibrations of the music. But you can also feel those same vibrations if you just go to a concert. I'm not saying y'all don't be religious or don't listen to your gospel because, we got some good hits in gospel, but nevertheless, just go to a damn concert, okay? But anywho, there's a slew of artists that are currently on tour or announcing a tour for the spring, summer. Come on, Sheree. September, spring, summer. So I want to go through a list of some of them and talk about, the lows, the highs, what we can expect from these acts. Yeah, I'm gonna kick things off with my girl, Demi Lovato. Well, first of all, can I call her that? I want to confirm with y'all. Is Demi Lovato still non-binary? I ain't trying to be funny, but is she still doing that? Well, you can't even say that. Are they still doing this? Well, while they are on their route of self-discovery. I've been loving all the people. She's been reheating the Jonas Brothers nachos and bringing all these acts on stage with her to do duets. Shout out to her for bringing out JoJo. Okay, I see you, boo. The queen of all queens. And I'm so glad she getting her just due. JoJo always deserves her flowers. So I'm so glad that her peers are bringing her out and singing the songs. She done brought out her man. They did a duet. That was real cute too. He got some good vocals. Demi love her a little brunette. He love her a brunette softie that loved to sing because she used to date or was engaged to that Max guy until she found out that he was doing tweets about Selena Gomez talking about he loved her. She also done got Adele up in the mix. If y'all watch Pop Star Academy, if y'all into Cat's Eye. Musically, Adele, I love that she's finding her own identity. She done got her pink hair. She's done figuring who she is out as a solo artist. I just hope that my homegirl can stay out of the mess, y'all, because homegirl got caught slipping like in a TikTok video that was shading Laura and Meghan for them shit talking about Manon, their bandmate, which is really weird because she's best friends with them. So people are speculating that now they done had a falling out, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like we need the girls to be sticking together, y'all. Where is the girlhood? Where's the sisterhood that they was preaching all about on this show? Can we please who else said that? Al Green? Let's stay together, whether times are good or bad, happy or sad. Are we listening to this? This applies to the whole world right now. Everybody, all these people that want to go to war, throwing bombs and stuff like that. What about the kids? I don't know how we got there, y'all, but anyway, shout out to Demi. Next millennial pop star on the list. Damn, Jesse McCartney out here popping his little hot pocket. His little Vienna sausage is just bumping up and down. I'm laughing, y'all, because I'm trying to figure out what kind of Jesse McCartney song requires him to be bumping and grinding like R. Kelly on stage. But then again, I'm like, you go ahead and do what you got to do. You also deserve residuals. You and Aaron Carter deserve so much for laying the foundation and the groundwork of Justin Bieber. And what he was able to do was he was able to catch on a wave of like digital growth, of social media growth. But y'all was the blonde haired, blue-eyed boys that was being them next up pop stars. And even if you got to go perform at a SeaWorld girl in front of these millennial moms with the kids on their hips, you do your big one, Jesse. I see you. Y'all, Usher Raymond and Chris Brown are going on tour, the R&B tour, y'all. They said that people are going to have to wear helmets, football pads, and stuff like that when they show up to the show because they don't know if they're going to be getting beat. It's not funny because we're not laughing at domestic violence, I promise y'all. But it's funny how culture is. Part of me, I'm like, I think that the young Jared in me is like, hey, these were your idols. I remember watching the My Way video when I was, 5, 6 years old, coming on MTV and BET and being like, wow, I would love to do that because the theme of that video was a circus. I thought that was so cool. And then I can remember being a teenager and being obsessed with Chris Brown's tone and how he did his vocal inflections. It was so cool to see a teenager my same age pursuing the arts. So I don't want to like discredit how little Jared feels, but at the same time, I'm just like, what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna just wait because TikTok, everybody be having a full-fledged concert the night one. They got the whole concert uploaded. So I think I'm gonna watch that first just to see if it's worth sacrificing or compromising my little heart, my integrity to sneak into this show. I kid. But I do think that's funny that if you can't make it to a concert in person, IRL girl, you can go ahead down to the TikTok land and you gonna see your show. But again, nothing beats the IRL experience. So I get it because I did not go to Renaissance, but best believe I did have FOMO, but I knew exactly every single thing that was happening and thanks to TikTok. So I'm super grateful. It's super weird. Honestly, no, because I remember doing this. Shout out to YouTube. We just talked about how they was reminding me how I'm damn so old for having this channel. But the whole reason why I created my damn YouTube channel was to look up Danity Kane videos for when they did their Welcome to the Dollhouse tour. So there we go, full circle. Next concert, well, no, she canceled her concert, girl. So next person that was about to have a show, but now she done canceled, Meghan Trainor. Homegirl done canceled her show saying she needed to focus on family, which I'm like, yeah, you got to do your thing. Everybody got to have a PR statement. But then in the back of my head, I'm thinking, is any of my friends, any of y'all watching, is anybody paying to go see Meghan Trainor in concert? Y'all heard her? I don't want to say it like that, but I just can't fathom. I don't think I know nobody that in this economy is using their hard-earned money to go see Meghan Trainor headline a show. Because she gives me like Marshall's background music, which is perfect. You know what I mean? You can still get your jingles and everybody gonna know your songs. And she also talk about jingles. She gives me one of those artists that are perfect for like a jingle ball tour. You can be a part of the 16 acts and we can pay you your $75,000 and you're gonna do 18 shows and then you get your performance footage. You know what I mean? But to headline a tour after she just did this other one, like not even a year ago, I don't know. But y'all, oh my gosh, the blind items. Word on the street is she talking about she want to heal this family, y'all. It's saying that homegirl, she's about to get a divorce from Daryl. Y'all know Daryl, the OG, he was a spy kid and their babies are so cute. So I really wanted this to work. That's a very sick reason to force some people to stay in a relationship because you think their kids are cute. Like the kids gonna still be cute, girl, whether or not they get a divorce. But I don't know, I just be wanting people to work out. I came from a family that was split very early on. So when I be seeing people like that I think could work it out, they could, try to work it out, work things out. But yeah, that's really sad if she's getting a divorce and she canceled the tour, girl. Oof. So we gotta go find somebody else to go twerk at. And then also, what she gonna be singing? She can't be up there talking about I'm all about that bass girl when she all about that Ozempic. She's skinny as a toothpick now, talking about she love all her curves and stuff like that. And again, ain't nothing wrong with people losing weight, but I'm just trying to figure out what is the catalog or what is the mission that we're promoting outside of being like a wannabe Kim Petras moment. I don't know. Speaking of people that's going on tour but having a little funkadelic moment, funky vibes up in the nation, y'all. Danity Kane is going and doing shows this summer, y'all, but they are down to 2 members. And that does not include Aubrey, and it does not include Dawn or Shannon. Poor Aubrey, because this girl, Aubrey O'Day, has been a part of every single iteration of Danity Kane up until this point. Just for her to get kicked out by the girls that's been on hiatus for 12 years. I'm like, how that makes sense? Drea and D.Woods, that is no love. Y'all need to stop. I did a video about this, about Megan Thee Stallion and Clay, but y'all need to stop messing with these Aquarius. Leave people alone, knowing that we be the brainchilds of all these things. Let us do our thing. Let us create that magic. Let us alchemize. Because imagine Danity Kane on a world tour, y'all. Imagine Danity Kane going on the tour with Pussycat Dolls right now. And Maya and Little Kim, like, that would be millennial heaven. And they over here playing games, especially with my girl Aubrey O'Day. I don't appreciate that. She is what I feel like Mono is for Cat's Eye. I feel like that was Aubrey's role as being like the allure, the star to the group. And she brought her vocals. She was giving us a little belt, but they definitely need them some Aubrey. I feel like Dawn gonna be all right. Dawn, after she punched Aubrey that one time, Dawn said, I don't know, I'll come back here and there, but I'm just doing my own stuff. And I honestly, she a Leo at heart for sure. Speaking on additional word on the street, Aubrey was all on Twitter hinting that she's gonna be doing like a duo act with another ex-girl group member. So for her, for always, every 2 years, I feel like Aubrey gonna come out with a musical project. You know, down at her core, she loves and lives and breathes this pop star life. I've been listening to Automatic since 2011, you know what I mean? I love her solo material, but I also, as an Aquarius, we also love to work with others. We love collaboration. So I love that she's still fighting for something new and something fun and fresh to be put out there, because Dumb Blonde used to hit, y'all. DK3, their album still hits. So hopefully my girls can get it together. I want to see all 5 again. I'm gonna end this segment with an artist that y'all need to be going to see in concert and not chili oh magalicious stuff from TLC. It's a new British artist from the UK called Sekou. Oh my goodness, y'all. They only got a couple songs out, but I'm already obsessed. They're coming to Brooklyn. I'm definitely going to see the show. But I've been craving like a male pop star or a masculine presenting person to come out here and show these folks how to sing, how to dance, how to give just energy, because I feel like that has been a lost art form. Like we just seen Justin Bieber sit up there at Coachella on YouTube. I understand what his segment is about and what he was doing on that show, but at the same time, when you think about how Justin Bieber started and he had his 50 dancers, I remember I submitted to be a background dancer on his, what was it, Believe tour. So you go from that type of artistry to now like no production. I'm so glad to have an artist like Sekou who is just bringing back that artistry that we need. So they have a song called Dangerous Lover. Y'all need to go check it out, but y'all also gonna need to go look up them concert dates, because I think it's a show that y'all gonna want to check out and you're definitely gonna be entertained. That's for sure. We need these boys. The girlies have been killing it for like literally the last decade, and we need the boys to be coming headstrong when it comes to the land and the art of pop. Stank, sauce, that MJ, that Prince vibe is missing, and I feel like Sekou, he gonna bring that back. So shout out to Sekou. All right, y'all, so the next topic at hand, we're gonna transition to one of my favorite, I could have honestly done the whole episode about this, but the Bravo tea that's been happening for the last 2 weeks has just been like, first up, Bose, not Bose calling out Andy Cohen. That is a very, very bold move, girl, especially, but she looked like she can always book a job, but it's like, you always kind of want to stay on Andy good side, like Giselle, we would make fun of her for being the favorite, but she knows how to work the room to keep Andy in her back pocket. Bose doing the complete opposite, girl. She called this man out on social media, tagged him and said, I know Andy Cohen ain't, I said, Like, honey, that is, again, very bold. But for those of y'all who don't know, Bose has been the CEO and the CFO for big companies like Netflix. However, her tenures at some of these places have only been like 1 year long, 2 years long. So people are bringing up the point that is she, a strong leader? Because most people would want to stay at a job for, 10, 20 years, which is, if we think about it, a very Gen X, a very boomer mindset. Because I'm kind of in agreement with Bose. Like, if you're not happy where you are, all they're going to do when you step into those positions are going to throw darts and throw all the blame on you. Of course, you're not going to stay there for eternity. For me, this being brought up at the reunion and the faces that were made by Andy and a couple of other castmates is a very big beige, almost red flag of microaggressions that we deal with as Black folks on the daily, but we always don't bring it up. We just observe. But it's very cool. I'm very empowered to see someone on her level go ahead and clock that shit out. Clock it, girl. I also think it's healthy for Andy Cohen to be getting pushback because he's not used to that. He used to, again, like I just mentioned Giselle, but he used to people coddling at his feet, egging him on, laughing at all his jokes. In his universe, it's like everything that I say has to be right or else you can get kicked out. Because this ain't the first time, number one, that he's gone against a Black housewife. Cough Nene, cough Mariah from Married to Medicine. I don't know, it's just something about Andy's tie getting ruffled up a little bit, or someone just coming to poke his bear. I don't know, I'm for it, and I think that's healthy for him. He got to get a reality check that his perspective ain't always like the Bravo universe, or although he is this executive producer, I feel like us as consumers, we call some of the shots just as much as he do as a producer. And that's another thing, talking about him being a producer and this star, I want to challenge whatever Brainiac thought that it was going to be a good idea to start playlisting and adding episodes of Watch What Happens Live into the Real Housewives episode orders. Like, I'm sitting getting here gas up, I got my food ready, my snacks ready, thinking I'm about to get into this next episode, and all of a sudden I hear this dang jingle. Nobody want to hear Andy going to the 411. I don't even know if that's the same one, because that's how long ago I used to be watching Watch What Happens Live in like 2010. So you can already tell that nobody is interested, hence y'all trying to sneak these episodes into the playlist. Nobody wants to watch that show. Peacock, stick to Watch What Happens Live having its own playlist and stop adding that to the other Bravo shows. Nobody be wanting to watch that girl. But anywho, back to Bose. My thing, and I already told you I'm gonna be rooting for my girl, but the streets, word on the street, people are saying, well, girl, you didn't come to Garcelle's defense a couple of seasons ago when she was kind of going through some of the same microaggressions. You kind of just sat there quiet. So a lot of people were saying, well, this is your tough love, and that same exact what goes around comes around. Justin Timberlake on that as whether or not she deserved it, so to speak. I still don't think that we need to be crucifying any type of housewife, especially the Black housewives, for their accolades or their success, because Bose is probably one of the most successful women on this current cast. And so we need to give our girl her flowers. Like, yes, she can be messy. Yes, she can be headstrong in some cases, but so are those other ladies. Have y'all not seen Tariq? Have y'all not seen how some of these other ladies act? Freaking Kim, they need to bring back Kim. Kyle would never let that happen, but imagine if they brought back Kim Richards. She brought that good drama, she brought that good TV, and she brought sometimes that good quality truth that nobody want to hear, because in that land, like I just told y'all, that everybody loved to live in a fairy tale world. So nevertheless, Bose, I'm rooting for you, girl. Shout out for you for taking that step to challenge the big dog on top. It's giving Mano from Cat's Eye challenging Hive and Geffen, girl. I see you. But we'll also see if you're going to be back for another season, girl, because you treading real thin with that. Next Bravo topic, y'all, Summer House. First of all, shout out to Sierra, shout out to KJ, shout out to Mia, shout out to the Blacks, always and forever. But I also got to shout out my Carlito. Shout out to Carl. Carl has come a long way. People have been dragging him, talking about he don't need to be expecting no money from Kyle because Kyle paid him while he was addicted to coke, which can't be true, but everybody deserves their redemption arc. And Carl has come a long way. So it's going to be the Blacks and then Carl. But my overall message from this is I really hope that Amanda and Wes can finally take a bath. Because they the type of people that look like they hop in the pool and say, oh, that was my shower, that was my bath for the day. But really, they need to be hopping in the bath to wash away these sins, girl, to wash away these crimes. Because what is going on? Seriously, we just got to sit here. You divorce your husband, again, to be the side chick of your best friend's ex-boyfriend. No ring, no nothing. I guess maybe she don't want a ring because she getting out of the divorce, so I get that, but I don't know. It just don't feel right. It just don't. And I know that they are fuming that these audios got leaked from the reunion, but thank God that they were, because the word on the street is folks were saying that they were going to try to paint Amanda in a positive light because she has a spinoff show coming on Bravo. And Bravo has invested so much into the show. So of course they want good numbers. They want it to do well. So they're going to make sure that the cast is going to be set up for good. But I'm so glad, I'm so grateful for the people who leaked this audio so people could see. Y'all see how nasty, how you going to switch on your best friend like that? Y'all see how these white girls beat? It's so weird because now that I've been seeing all these clips float around on social media where Sierra is literally crying saying, Amanda would never do anything to hurt me and that is my best friend and she's my ride or die. And then we fast forward to a moment like this and then you see the retaliatory tone. She couldn't Sierra with a knife if she could. She would stab her to death to just be over all of this madness. It just like, it drives me crazy. It just leads me to believe that folks like that be plotting from the jump. And that's why I be having trust issues sometimes because it feels like no matter what, that naivety and believing people and what they're about to do, it's just gonna blindside you and put you into a hot mess situation like this. I wouldn't wish this on nobody, but shout out to my girl Sierra, I will say. I know she's going through a lot, but I really hope that she sees that her lane is like crystal clear and she can pretty much just do whatever she wants. I know she was just announced for Dancing with the Stars, which is super dope, but she's been getting all these deals with Sonic and she's about to be the new host of Love Island, I believe, or maybe the after show. So if there's gonna be something come out of this, my girl said, give me my money, which I'm so here for. Pay me for my pain. Now, I'm still kind of confused on like how the general public is actually believing this because West Jump apparently like 100,000 followers the day that he released that whack ass joint statement with Amanda talking about that they're gonna be together and didn't even apologize publicly to Sierra, which I think was just like such a hot mess. Like, girl, use your brain. This is how you know stuff be self-absorbed and narcissistic and not about other people. Because if it was about the others, they would at least have the common decency to apologize to their exes who they're publicly humiliating on national television and on social media. For him to be getting all these followers, that just goes to show me that we got some cheaterholics anonymous in the crowd. There's a lot of people that support these kind of antics, and I'm just afraid. I don't want to say I'm afraid to get into the dating pool, but if this is what I got to get used to in New York, girl, ooh, we gonna be single forever. I don't want to say that. We gonna take that back. You gotta watch what we say, because that can come to fruition. But nevertheless, I have never really been a Lindsay fan, but I'm just so appreciative of her using her. It is a privilege to be that stern and to call people out and keep your foot on everybody's necks. And she's been doing that even with her ex Carl, but she was doing that with Amanda in these leaked audios. And I'm so grateful to have someone like, we need more people like her with these reality checks. That's what I'm trying to do with this show, bring it like the real to reality. But I'm dying to see this reunion, and I really, really hope that they don't be editing it down so that there's not some big highlights and stuff like this, because the timelines of these things. I also love how everybody loved Jesse now, when I've been a Jesse ride or die for the longest. Not everybody want to love Jesse because he know how to hold his men accountable. Okay, well, that is a good thing. We love men who know how to call other men out. But on another note, y'all need to be peeping game from the jump, okay? Jesse's girl right here. But overall, I'm very excited for this reunion. And yeah, y'all already know we're going to be talking about that in a future episode. So the next topic is kind of super random, but I was like, why not get back into like the reality TV bag? Because that was really big in the blogs when I was in college and moved to LA. Everybody loved to be talking about Basketball Wives and Love and Hip Hop and all that stuff. Even though, did y'all hear it? Love and Hip Hop is officially over after 15 years. Wow, end of an era. Like that launched kind of Cardi B's stardom into the reality TV world, which then translated into her mixtape, which now translates to her being a global superstar. But anywho, Evelyn Lozada is a castmate of a show called Basketball Wives, which I think was canceled earlier this year as well. Dang, they said we get rid of all this. The only ones we got left is Real Housewives of Atlanta. We're gonna see how long that lasts, girl. But Evelyn Lozada is a castmate of this show. She has to be in her 50s by now, but she has a daughter who is in her late 20s, early 30s named Shanice. Shanice had a baby with the rapper The Game. This is how we do. Okay. I don't know no other songs that he be doing. Yes, I do. Love it or hate it, the underdog's gonna top. And I'm gonna shine big. Okay, so I gotta add that to the playlist. Hold up. But it's still kind of weird because I feel like The Game is closer to Evelyn Lozada's age than he is his baby mama's age. But you know how them Hollywood men be, girl. Everybody be coming for Leonardo DiCaprio, y'all. He is not the only one that be acting like this. It's a lot of them that only want the young. And if they could go younger, girl, as we saw for the last 5 years, if they could go younger, they would, and they have. Allegedly. The Game had the nerve to get in the comments on one of Evelyn's, you know, the new grandmas, they love to do their little fit checks, their outfit of the days and stuff like that, and post a reel or whatever. He up in the comments talking about she is somebody grandma, so she gotta watch how she is online. Now, I know this was just in jest, but if I'm not mistaken, just 10 years ago, wasn't this you? Wasn't this you? Wasn't this you on the internet? Now you can go on Instagram and stuff like that and see guys doing this on the regular, but The Game, you was the one doing this 10 years ago, igniting the internet in flames for being a little thought and a bot for the internet. So how dare you come for Evelyn when you was the main enforcer of doing this stuff? And this is my read for men. A man's still gonna be a man at the end of the day. It's always listen to what I say and not my actions. Don't follow my actions. Just listen to these weird ass random demands that I'm just gonna make up. He's gonna point out everything that he does as a flaw, point it out in the woman that he wants to chastise. But when it comes to him, oh, it ain't nothing but a chicken wing. I'm just a bro. I'm just young. I'm gonna wait until I'm 70 before my mind matures and I realize, oh, I done hurt. thousands of women. I done broke so many people's hearts. That just seems like the trajectory of how men are. They want to wait until they 70, 75 in order to come to some realization on how to be impactful human being. Like, come on. And we also need to stop perpetuating this narrative that older folks are not sexual beings. Like, yes, everybody loves to get down with the get down, okay? Even in your 50s, 60s, 70s. Have y'all not been hearing about them cases of the STDs at the villages in Florida, girl? People like to have sex, and the more we can just understand that as a society, that number one, people like to be sexually active and men like to be sexually active with other men. I feel like 75-80% of the problems that we're seeing in our faces would just evaporate and eliminate. But that's not gonna happen in a patriarchy society, y'all. So let's just hope that these women can take over. I'm waiting for the women kings of Africa. Come on over, y'all. Come with the spears. Go straight to the White House first. Knock them all out. Take all the men, get them psych evaluated. There's only gonna be women running the world. I could be a part of the crowd though, because I'm non-binary. So all the MB folks, Demi Lovato, we can stay behind with the good folks. Based on my personal encounters, I feel like some of the mature folks that I've had relations with, they kind of know how to do things better. So again, we got to break this mindset that older folks aren't allowed to be sexually liberated and sexually free and wear provocative clothing or showcase their bodies, etc. Because that's gonna be us, y'all. Y'all see how us millennials, we in our 30s and 40s and we still looking fresh out of high school. So do y'all thing. All right, next random topic on the list. I'm gonna eventually come out with segments, y'all. So this is an airplane that we're building together while we're flying. We ain't gonna crash because you got an Aquarius as your pilot, okay? But eventually we're gonna have our segments and stuff like that flashing across the screen. But for now, our next topic at hand, we gonna go head over to the one person that needs to be like the spokesperson of getting a vasectomy girl, Nick Cannon, and his weird ass parenting rules. Apparently, Nick Cannon is allowing, because you already know he done got the United Nations as his kids. He's letting his oldest, the 15-year-old Rocco, I believe his name is, date, but he's not letting Rocco's twin sister, who's also 15, date, because there are different rules when it comes to girls and boys when it comes to dating. Girl. Got no shade. But how are you the spokesperson for anything safe sex or promiscuity avoidance, anything of that nature? Like, how could you be challenging your own daughter to not do things that you do on the daily, girl? To the point where they don't even claim they other siblings because you done had too many. And it's not funny because no child should ever have to go through this, but it's like Nick Cannon has gone on record for not knowing his children's names and their birthdays and stuff like this. He can't remember all the time just because he's juggling so much outside of just being an entertainer and then outside of being a dad. So if you haven't seen your kids in months, like, yes, you can offer your words of wisdom, but I don't feel like you could be the one making them kind of rules. You don't want her to meet you. Is that what it is? You sit there and look at yourself in the mirror every day and be like, oh my God, my daughter could meet a me out there and that person could break her heart the same way I done mess around with all these other chicks. Like, come on. We already done talked about this on the last segment, but bring back matriarchy, y'all, please. Just put the women in charge. I have the best aunts in the world. I grew up with 4 aunts that were all unique in their special ways on my dad's side, and they taught me so much on how to navigate this life. Like, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't even be in this situation. And I know it was because of their perspective as being Black women, okay? Because when you're at the very, very, very bottom, all you can do is observe how to somehow figure out a way to still enjoy life and have some type of peace in a world where everything is pinned against you in a way, you know what I mean? So of course they know how to master the game because they're still here thriving, and they've had everybody putting they skips in their Uno reverse cards and all the draw fours you can think of that life can throw your way. They're still here. So I'm gonna always trust them over some man that ain't been through not damn 90% of the battles, you know what I mean? Nick Cannon on that Magalicious list. I did a Magalicious list on Instagram that y'all gotta go check out. But he one of the main people that think that because they have wealth, they're closer in proximity to Republicans and MAGA folks because of their status. But if anything, you should be showing, like Cardi B said, she hates that she had to forfeit 60%, 70% of her taxes when she be making so much money. But she's doing that because she understands what that money could be doing for other folks or how it could be making a difference in her community. And clearly it has been. Look at Mom Donnie. Girl, he get a request and fulfill it in less than 48 hours. Okay, I got the best mayor. But you know what I mean? It takes us being in cahoots with each other, standing up together, even if you are privileged. That's when you should be activating that the most, not hopping over the fence and going to hang out with the people causing us devastation to the nation. Since ICE want to take up everybody and put them back into their countries of origin, they have all the American men. Half of them can go to the draft for this weird ass dumbass war, and then the other half, especially all MAGA first, they can do all the work that none of the Americans, all the people always talking the most crap online, when it's time to go do the job, they the main ones. Oh, I can't do that, or I'm injured, or blah 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 blah, and I'm on disability. Okay, girl, that's fine. But we know who the hard workers are in this country. I'm over it. I'm done. Why am I attracted to something I loathe? And it's just like, I cannot stand that I am attracted to men when I hate them. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? All right, y'all, we coming to our last segment. This one kind of hurt me, even though I'm not a contender of her. I used to fly her way back in the day, girl. Very college, very early years in Los Angeles because we had to be getting the cheapest that we could find at the time. But since then, I've migrated up into a bougie girly. Like, I'm only doing direct flights. I can't do connecting flights. I'm always worried that my luggage is gonna get lost in the transfer and stuff like that. Anywho, say it ain't so, y'all. Spirit Airlines, girl, the Nissan Altima of the skies. After 35 years of business, girl, we gotta attend the funeral for Spirit Airlines. This is actually really sad because I know a lot of people that rely on this to do quick travel trips for work or social media content and stuff like that. I know Spirit Airlines has been very reliable in that sense. Now, I've had some weird situations. I remember one time I was trying to go home for Christmas. This is before we used to have the mobile boarding passes that you could put on your wallet on an iPhone, but we would print off the little paper and it would tell you like your arrival time that you had to check in your luggage, not the departure time where you had to be at your gate, but the time you had to be at the very front kiosk to check in your luggage. And that was like impossible. It was like 2.5 hours. Well, it wasn't impossible for me because I was always at the airport very early. But long story short, these people missed that check-in time by like 5 minutes. Their flight was at 9 something. So they got there at 7:35 and their luggage check-in time was at 7:30. And the people at Spirit said, no, they are not going on their flight and they cannot check in their bags. And the people were like, well, even if we left our bags behind and we just want to go on with our carry-ons, can we do that? And they said, no, because we still got to check those. After that, girl, I said, I am not messing with Spirit. Then they told the people, well, when's the next available flight? This was December 19th. They talk about, oh, not until like after Christmas, December 27th. You think that's the answer these people want to hear when they're trying to go home for the holidays? Like, make it make sense. So even though they've had like controversial stories like what I just said or everything that we've seen, like I said, the Nissan Ultimate of the skies, them seats was a little hard or they don't serve you nothing or they charge for everything, they still had an audience and they still had people that were willing to consume the product. So it is very strange to see this happening and it's very scary. All of the things that we walk past and we see every single day and we just assume that they're always going to be there. We just assume that there's always going to be that McDonald's on that block or your favorite bodega. Some of this stuff can just close out out of the blue. Their whole team, people that was working there didn't even know until the day of. Oh, those types of layoffs always kill me. It gives me like fever dreams from I have so much trauma from when I used to work in tech that I don't even want to even get to that point of it. But I just can't imagine those people waking up and getting that email just saying, oh, sorry, everything's closed. Then you got to think about, so all those people are unemployed. They're going to be trying to apply to the other airlines. And one of these airlines going to now try to like spike up tickets now that they know like one of them are out of the game. So what are we going to do? We still got to get to our destinations. Like it's always a weird little game. It's these white men, y'all. They sit there laughing at us from up top. It was so sad though. This pilot, he did this. Why I don't know why he was on the intercom crying. Well, I know why he was crying, girl. He lost his job. It's so sad when you put people in these situations. He was saying how he had been flying for years and years and years, and he didn't think that this is how it was going to end. So everybody is getting affected at the end of the day, whether it's the pilots or the custodial staff. So we got to keep these people in our thoughts just because nobody ever deserves to feel that type of low. You know what I mean? Even if it was a controversial company. Apparently, they never had any fatal accidents. So... They had a couple of hot mess moments, y'all, but that's a good way to go out. What does this mean for like future travel? Y'all better be taking a train like your girl. Y'all want to come visit me? Hop on that train, girl. It might take you damn 4 days to get to New York, but that might be the next best route, girl. We going back to the Industrial Revolution. I don't know. Times are changing, y'all. And I don't know. We gotta adapt to it and we gotta stick together. But yeah, this is weird. So as we go on, we remember all the times we come on Vitamin C spend together. Vitamin C, she need to make a comeback because my girl Willa Ford, she making a comeback. Shout out to Willa Ford. I wanna be bad, make that look so good. Should I do a karaoke session? Would y'all like that? Let me know in the comments. Y'all, if you made it this far in the very first episode of Here for the Mess virtual hug, you're a real one. I'm gonna always do a couple of like honorable mentions that I might go into details with next week or something like that. Maybe I'll do a little thread something on Twitter, something on TikTok or whatever. We might have talked about this a little earlier, but again, I'm gonna set this out here. No Megan Thee Stallion slander will be tolerated. I'm so tired of y'all coming from a girl. Y'all done made her bump up her residency, her first Broadway residency, because of all the drama that's going on with her and Clay and the drama online and Maga Minaj and all that, and I'm just tired of it. So stop coming for my girl. And I cannot stand nothing that gives me more of the heebie-jeebies than these old men that get online and they do think pieces about Megan Thee Stallion's body count. Meanwhile, theirs is like 3 to 5x hers. They be also hooking up with their homeboys on the low clock. These men never hold themselves to the same standards that they're over here tarnishing women over. And think about it, it never makes sense though, because they always saying, especially in these rap songs, oh, they want to freak in the sheets and they want this girl to throw it back and make it clap and do all these things. But then she also has to be a virgin. So she can't have no body, she can't have no experience, but she also needs to know how to do all of those things. Like, make it make sense. Y'all don't even be knowing what y'all want. And that's why all these people getting divorced. I can't tell y'all how many people that I went to college with that just hopped into a relationship, hopped into a marriage because that was a cool and trendy thing to do. We gonna have our Tumblr pictures, okay? And I'm married and I'm fresh out of college. They hate their husbands, they hate their wives, and they hate their kids, y'all. And it's just true tea. And I'm so sorry that people or society has subjected us feeling like that has to be the narrative and you don't deserve the chance to find self first. That you have to hop into these roles in order to impress other people instead of knowing thyself first. That's the only way you're gonna be in a long-lasting relationship is you know what you bring to the table and what you expect out of your partner, and then y'all come to a compromise. But you can't be going around trusting the words of wisdom of the folks like the Joe Buddens and the DJ Academics and all these people that just love to sit here and hate on this woman just because she's sexually liberated. And just because she's probably the same height as them or even taller. It's just like men just show their true colors. They honestly are threatened by women. They're also threatened by queer men too. Because I know that's one thing I noticed in New York. That is my superpower. I can't tell you how many people, you look them dead in the eye, these boys, they be shaking in their boots. They gotta look down, pick up the phone or whatever because they don't hold the power. We hold the power because we know who we are as people, y'all. Leave Meg alone. Last note is, I seriously feel that Erika Kirk is a paid actress, y'all. That y'all cannot tell me that this lady this is crazy work. She over here dressed like Rhythm Nation Janet Jackson, okay? Growling at us. Because she mad over Juicy doing an accurate portrayal of her. Okay, girl, like you got all your priorities all messed up. The ducks are not in a row and you need to leave me alone and stop growling at me because I'm not here for this. But this definitely made me kiki. But y'all want me to get more into politics? Y'all gotta let me know because like I can go there if y'all want me to, but I also know that again, there's so much hot messness and stuff going on that I don't want to make things too there, but I can if y'all want. Y'all gotta let your girl know. Nevertheless, I'm very happy and excited that we got this very first episode out of the way. I don't want to say out of the way. We just got to activate it. It's liftoff time. It's time to just have fun, create, and kiki, like I said. Next week, I'm gonna have me a little cocktail, I think. I'm gonna have me a little wine so we can up the ante a little bit because I feel like I didn't go as hard as I could this episode. I feel like I was holding back. I'm still being Mr. Nice Girl. Mr. Nice Girl. Come on, y'all. Talk about non-binary. But I'm very excited what the future is gonna bring, and I'm very excited to just be myself with y'all. And I hope that I can create a space where you also can feel like you are comfortable to say what you need to say, what you need to say. Come on, John Mayer. Even though my girl Laura, she told me he controversial too, girl. Ugh. All the people, everybody crazy, y'all. But that's what we're here for. We're here to clock that. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure y'all subscribe. Go check out the weekly wind down. You're gonna love it. Follow your girl on all the socials. We got the TikTok. We got the IG. You're already here on YouTube. But yeah, get ready for this wild ride, y'all. I'm so appreciative of everybody that has been showing your girl love for the last couple of months as I've stepped into this new world of activeness, I guess, online. I'm not even gonna front with y'all. I am still a little bit nervous of putting myself out there to this world because it can be harsh. Like I be going on these Reddit comments, these TikTok comments, and these people be coming for everybody's jugglers. But I also know, number one, I can also do the same thing. I can bite back even harder if I need to. But again, I know that I bring such like an interesting, unique, yet neutral perspective. I know how to see all the sides of a story. So y'all, again, can always count on me to giggle, have fun, enjoy a conversation with when it comes to everything that we be seeing on these blogs and on social media. So with that being said, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the very first episode of Here for the Mess. I'm gonna see y'all back here next Monday. Okay, Thursdays are the episodes where the weekly wind down come out, but next Monday, you're gonna have episode 2. See y'all next week. Holla.